Good morning, traders. You don't need the pre-market panic because the boys are here for you guys. Don't worry, we were just getting ready for the show. We had a couple of things that we needed to go over beforehand, but guess what? It's going to do it better for you guys. We're working on getting more live trading. Yes, I said that. More live trading. So if you guys are excited about that, smash the like. Let's get it started. Welcome to it. Live trading with Benzinga. Who's getting that chicken dinner?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, let's go ahead. Let's bring on the boys here. You guys know the boys. Ryan Faloona. We got the Phoenix trader in the house. What's going on, Zunaid? How we doing?
Good. Good morning to you. Good morning, Ryan. How's it going, chat? Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yeah, ready to get towards the action. And I don't know about you guys, but on Friday when we were kind of having live trading, Zunaid wasn't here at that point, but Ryan goes and tells me, he's like, hey, Mitch, did you hear about this China spy balloon thing? And I was literally, I hadn't seen a single thing on it. So yeah. I'm like, I'm just calling out Ryan on his bullshit. I'm like, Ryan, what the hell are you bringing up here, Ryan? Spy balloon? Come on, man. Spy balloon for real?
2 of them.
And then next thing you know, boom, spy balloons everywhere. Everyone wanted to talk about spy balloons. I was there watching Up this weekend. I don't know what you guys were watching, but they brought down the spy balloon. That's what happened there. And now some people are thinking, is the market down because of the spy balloon? I'm not in that camp. I'm not in that camp. I'm not in that camp. I think it's just because we've over.
It is not down because of the damn spy balloon.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, Ryan, you could call Dennis Dick. You can tell him that. Some traders think that that's what it is, man. And, that's why it's a market, right? There's always going to be different people have different opinions. I'm in the camp that it's more about just 5 weeks winning streak. Just taking a pause, right? In the action, right? We've been running for so long. Eventually, we're going to get some kind of pullback. We got in the pullback to 400. That was only a 1-day pullback. Now it seems like we're on a 2-day pullback. Will we get a day 3 pullback also? At least for today, we're going to be looking, if we come back, I'm going to be looking at the 9 EMA, the 407. Look how we kind of came back to that 9 EMA when we pulled back to the 400 last time, then caught the next push. So the 407, 42s in reach for me. We're at 409.31s. We'll look to see if we keep coming down towards those 407s. All right, that's going to do it for me on my outlook. Just overall in the SPY, I'm looking for pullbacks eventually coming back to 400. I've talked about that level for the bulls to hold. That needs to hold. If that cracks, comes back to 390s, watch out, team. That's where I think we could really start getting the bears to come back in control. If it stays above 400, bulls have control in my eyes, so be careful out there. We'll see what happens today. And I did take my swing trade on XOM, team, entries at 113.38. We'll find out today if oil can come down or not. All right, going to kick it to you guys. Who's going first? I'm going to kick it to Ryan. Ryan always has the SPY ready, and I like to hear his outlook on the SPY also, just because, like always, what I see might not be what Ryan sees.
That's right. And by the way, I form my opinion by the SPY by also asking a bunch of other market participants their ideas and what they saw. So I like to think that I'm able to remove some of my inherent bias by discussing with other traders that see different things. But anyway, I digress. Taking a look here at the SPY, the one thing that you will notice here might be a little bit difficult. I'm sorry about that. I'll go to a better screen here in a sec. But the one thing that you might notice here is that this recent push-up took us right to the 500-day moving average. It was literally rejected right at the 500-day moving average. Now, the other thing that it did is it did take us above the highs that we set at the end of November and the the middle of December. So we did take that level out to the upside, which is definitely a good thing for higher here. But we were stopped just shy of 420. And really the question is do we end up coming back in and taking that out and going higher, or do we break down and deal with some of these support levels? So one of the things that we discussed last week is that some of the market behavior actually felt like a blow off top. And that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I don't know. I mean, it looks like if this is the top, then maybe that was of an actual blow off top on that day that we hit the 500-day moving average. But we've seen this market kind of reverse after a couple of days. We've seen it go against what most people thought it was going to do, and I suspect it's going to do something like that again. So one of the things that I'll be looking for here is, do we actually continue down? So today we're a little bit weak here on the market. We're down in the pre-market. This should be great for finding relative strength in some of the smaller cap names that we're going to look for. But as far as an overall market goes, what I want to see is, do we continue to sell off? What are the volumes like? Is the selling orderly? What does the VIX look like? How does it actually bottom, right? Do we actually kind of trade in, find some support, and then turn around here? That's kind of what I'm going to watch out of the session when it comes to SPY and some of the larger cap names. We'll see how they end up trading here today. Now, in the meantime, we're going to go over some of the smaller cap names and prepare for potential trades here. First one we got here is going to be SECO. This is SECO. This is Seku Holdings. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Never traded this before. Don't have any idea what this is. Don't have any angle on it. So keep that in mind. SECO shares are trading higher. The company announced it will explore the use of Chat GPT and other AI technologies. So what does this catalyst tell me? Well, this catalyst tells me that especially for some of these smaller cap names, the theme that was active last week is still active this week, and that theme is AI. We're actually going to talk about ticker AI here in a little bit because that's been one of our leaders. Remember, we have BBAI. We have several different AI names, and I suspect that we're going to continue to see more names have AI added to different either news catalysts or PRs or something of that nature. And it looks like that's what we got here on SECO. So I can't say for sure if SECO is going to do something amazing with Chat GPT and other AI technologies that's going to drive their business forward. However, what I can say is that this particular PR has caused this stock to trade higher here today. And right now, we actually have a pretty well-defined range between 361 and 399. Let's call that 360 to 4. We're definitely trading sideways here. And really, the next question is, do we break down or do we break out of this range? So a couple of ways that we can play this. If it does show some strength to pop above that 4 level, maybe we can scalp a breakout. Some of those plays really haven't been working all of that well, so it might be worth it to kind of buy a pullback. You might even be able to trade this in the range. So if we're unable to figure out if we want to break out or break down, if we come down towards 360 and we're able to hold there, or if you want to just kind of take it there and have your stop mitigate your risk, you might be able to trade that back up to the top end of the range. And we're talking at about 40 cents here, 40-cent range. So if it does, in fact, stay range bound and allow for some of those trades, there could actually be multiple opportunities here to day trade this. So I'm going to watch SECO, not going to buy it right out of the gate. We are above VWAP right now, kind of midway through this sideways channel that we've discovered. So we'll see which way this stock ends up going. Next here is going to be Omer. And this is Omeros. And I feel like we've traded this one here before. This one popped as high as 515. It's retraced all the way back down to a 4 handle. The catalyst here, Omeros shares are trading higher after the company announced it received a $200 million milestone payment from Rayner Surgical. Now that sounds good, but one of the things that I want to do is I actually want to go into that PR and see if they're actually getting all of that money. Is there any kind of funky stuff with the contract and the award? Sometimes I'm able to discern that from the PR. Sometimes I'm not. So I'm going to go through that here in a sec when Zunaid goes. Next is going to be, actually going back to this. So I basically just marked off the high. We have a huge range here. This is definitely one that we'd want to settle or give us an opportunity. I don't have enough data right now to trade this one, but we'll see what happens when the market opens. Next is going to be Ellie's. This is Ellie's Game Technology, ELYS. And we popped as high as 153. We retraced all the way down to 110, but now we've curled and actually taken out the VWAP to the upside. Interesting to see if we actually go above 135. I don't feel too great about this. We did have, there is some stuff here in the news feed, but I'm not sure how material it is to the movement. Market seems to be reacting to it. But anyway, we want to get some more data here. To me, we have some better opportunities on the list. FFIE, this is one that we've actually traded before. This stock spent a lot of time as a penny stock too. In fact, it was, well, no, it was one of those, I don't want to sell it short here. February 2nd, we were actually under $1 briefly. You can see here, this has actually made a nice little move up. This is Faraday Future. Faraday Future shares are trading higher after the company announced $135 million in convertible secured notes financing commitments, which are expected to provide it with sufficient funding to reach its FF91 futurist start of production milestone. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Hopefully they don't, run up another 100% and then do an offering, because that would show that that's kind of BS. But anyway, we'll see how this holds up here. Be careful with this one. We've traded this one before. It's really kind of come back in. It's not held its gains. It's not been the most reliable. BuzzFeed, this is kind of coming back. We talked about this one. This, if you take a look at the 15-minute chart here, this gives you a real good idea of where we're at. Maybe if we cross through 266, we can make a run at 3. Just be careful with BuzzFeed. I don't think that this is moving necessarily on fundamentals. You can see here each progressive day the volume has died out. So as that continues to happen, the amplitude of these moves will probably also come in as well. BBAI, we mentioned this briefly. This is another one of those AI names. I think that this is still overpriced right up here, but with the AI theme, it's really been hot. Don't jump in front of a moving train. We'll see if we end up getting an opportunity to trade here. And then AI, and this is what most people are taking a look at here in the AI space. This is just an unbelievable chart. I mean, unbelievable chart. And I'll take the L on this one, because when this really first started to move, especially on this volume, I mean, look at the volume. Look at how much more pronounced the moves are when we have this volume expand. As long as this volume stays anywhere in this range, big moves to the upside are possible. If you're going to trade this, please have some plan to protect your capital in case the move that you're waiting for doesn't materialize. Because again, we are pretty extended here, and you just don't want to think that it doesn't go up forever, right? So factor that into your trading plan. This one seems to be one of the bigger names here. If we take a look here on the daily chart, we've really taken out a lot of this consolidation. We're really kind of pushing back up here. So again, extended in the near term, but we'll see. I only have a couple minutes left. Zunaid, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm sorry for taking up so much time. I kind of got away from
You're
it.
cool. No worries at all, dude. For me on the SPY, I'm looking at a break of about 409 to the downside. I've got my alerts set, and if it can go ahead and crack about 411s to the upside, I'd be interested in going to on some calls or possibly just equity to go long on the SPY. So that's what I've got on the 15-minute. Let's go ahead and check out the cues there. Nothing really of interest unless we kind of go ahead and break 304, 304.50. So I'm going to leave that one alone on that one. And then, of course, let me go ahead and take care of all of these. We went ahead and finally broke the 150s on on Friday, and we haven't exactly gotten a chance to retest it. So that's an area for me to kind of keep in mind if we do in fact go ahead and retest it. But besides that, you've also got this support level that has been cracked, which is going to be resistance now, and that's going to be Apple at the 154. So matter of fact, what I'm going to go ahead and do is see if I can let's see right around there, see if we can go ahead and take 200 shares short, risk about $50, look to make about $100 if we can. I might adjust these as the trade itself gets executed, but for now I'm going to keep it there on ticker AAPL. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla here. Tesla got above, but looks like 198 is going to be kind of the new resistance area. So I'm going to move, let's go about right there. 198.55s or so. Nothing of interest for me in Tesla. Something to kind of keep in mind, though, if you are interested in it, is going to be this 195.17. You see support, tried to go up in pre-market, found resistance, and now it's kind of moving a little bit lower. Don't have anything too clean on Tesla for me, so I'm going to kind of leave it be, but just something that I'm personally seeing on those levels there. AMD, same thing. You've got 86 that's going to end up being resistance. You can see you had beautiful support. Now we're underneath. And now if we can go ahead and kind of, here, let me go ahead and do a similar thing that I did there on, except this time I'm going to take about 150 shares, risk about $50, look to make about $100 on a short on AMD at 85.92. Let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA here. We've got about a couple of minutes left. I don't really see anything I necessarily like on NVIDIA. You can keep an eye on the 205s and see if that holds a support, but nothing there for me. And of course, $100 level, we've already got it locked and loaded, but 102, if we can go ahead and break that, you can expect some downside movement. You can see how well it's holding in the pre-market, but if we break 102, I think we can see 100 on Amazon, and that's where you can look to play it to the long side. Matter of fact, I'm going to move this a little bit higher so we can get alerted a little bit quicker on that one. Google, similar story. $100 is the only place I'm interested. If you want to go short around a break of 102, you can, but for me, it's $100. If we break 100, then you can absolutely go short there as well. And then on, you got the 255 on Microsoft. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right there. If we can go ahead and break 255, you think you can see 252 50s, and then maybe a little bit lower. It just depends on what the market wants to give you. I would not be surprised if we continue going to the upside. We've got about less than a minute left. Let's take a look at BZFD. You've got a pre-market high. That's the place for me to kind of be of interest in, about 270s or so, and then we can possibly see a move to the upside.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, team. We'll see what I get out the gate here. Will we get a bounce in the SPY? I'm going to look to see what happens here. We're getting a little bounce right now. Bounce back towards 410s. Really the level that I'm looking to see if we reject around is 411s. Don't want to see it past that. That's where you're going to get probably more of that buy the dip mentality really starting to push back there. I could see a rejection of around the 410 area, 410.25.
Futures pushing up here. We'll see if that materializes or if that's just kind of an out of the gate head fake here.
Will Tesla get back above 196? I'm thinking about shorting it, guys. I'm really thinking about coming back after Tesla here. The big thing for me is that there's highs all in the same area. And if you look to the left, there is resistance near the 200. I'm not going to jump on it early in the day. If I jump on it, it'd be in the later end of the day after it tries to push towards that 2.
AI trying to go here above 28. No position in this. Again, just kind of watching this to get an idea of what some of the other AI stocks might do.
Yeah.
SECO busted out of that formation that we talked about early here, actually broke above and was knifed right back in. So I'd actually want to wait for this to kind of set up a little bit more. We're currently above 4 here. It's wild. It's all over the place. So
Yeah, I couldn't hold that 28. Now it's smacked down by 70 cents. Looking to approach 27s now.
here goes SECO. It looks like it's trying here, getting up, breaking down again. Boy, this is all over the place. Definitely want to wait for this to settle out here. SECO. A little too difficult to trade early on.
Keeping my eye out on the sectors out there. Energy getting a little bounce here at the open. Defensives and utilities in the green. Healthcare just slightly in the green. Drug manufacturers, the major ones. I'm looking in that area today. I'll let you guys know if I take any positions.
I'm going to take a quick little scalp here on Microsoft as you've got a $2 million flow coming into August calls of 265. August 18, 265 calls coming in on the ask. Approximately $2 million worth. I'm just going to see if I can scalp this 5-minute low. If it works out, great. If not, that's cool. I'll lose about $86.
SECO really kind of going to the bottom of that range. We talked about this being 360. Being that level here. So what we're doing here is we really want this to hold. I got the VWAP here at what, 373-ish. So we'll see if it holds. Looks like it's trying to curl back up here. I'd still be careful if you're going to take a stab here, but this looks like it's trying to make a push. SECO. Again, if you do take, we're kind of in no man's land. So if you take it here, you're going to have a stop in case this doesn't work. Have to have some type of plan in order to protect yourself if this does not continue to push up. Otherwise, conversely, you could wait till this comes in a little bit closer to 360 and then see if it holds there.
All right, starting to look at AbbVie for a potential entry here.
They have earnings later this week. That's what EZB is saying?
All right, got a little entry there. It's really small starter at 145.54s.
AbbVie reports Thursday morning, by the way. Thursday morning is that print.
Really small starter there. Of course, AbbVie is a more expensive stock, so I got to come in here slowly. Don't want to get caught, right? So I'm just coming in really quickly and just started getting a little starter position here. I do like it on the hourly, kind of if it starts breaking above 146. Pullbacks, don't want to see it get below really that 145 could wick there. Below 144.50s will get me out immediately right now. All right. Of course, I'm going to be trying to do more and more of these kind of swing trade styles, right? Where I kind of day trade and then take them to the swings, especially on stocks that I feel like, or industries that I feel like could move back up. I'll show you guys drug manufacturers overall. Look on the daily. We've been getting what? Nice long pullback. Will we bounce today? Nice reversal style candle here. We'll look to see if we can get back through that. That's an industry outlook. BMY is doing good right now. I want to see that one get back above 75. We'll see what happens there.
Good shout, W here. SOUN, another AI name in our AI theme, really kind of breaking out here. You can see really the only catalyst that we have listed here in Benzinga Pro is the why is it moving. Shares of several AI related stocks are trading higher amid continued momentum in the AI related in the AI sector. That's something that we've been identifying that we're trying to take advantage of here. Looks like SOUN break to the upside here on that. SECO still hanging in there right around its VWAP, just a little bit under.
I'm going to take a smaller size on AI here at 28.12. I think it was able to close the 5-minute candle above. We'll see if we can approach the 29.54s or if we break down to 26.70s on the 5-minute candle.
Zunaid, honestly, for this particular trade, good stuff there. I think what I really wanted to see first happen was 28 get taken, and it got taken and held on good volume. So as far as I'm concerned, this looks good here in terms of risk reward.
Yeah, it'd be great if maybe if we get a retest and it holds to this. As far as I'm concerned, it has already kind of had the retest and it's held. But obviously, I wanted to approach the $30 levels. Got to get to the pre-market high.
And we broke Friday's intraday high, so pretty good there on the 15-minute as well.
Yeah, you've
added on AbbVie.
Here, let me go ahead and actually. I went ahead and added 50 more shares, so now I have a total of 100 shares. Stop loss for me is going to be approximately 27.32. Looking to take gains at approximately 29.16s. I might actually bump that up a little bit.
Sound, SOUN, pulling back here off those highs now.
XOM looking great. Rejected the move back above 113s, now coming back. We're going to see if it takes out 112s on the downside, eventually 110s today. That's what I want to see on the swing trade for the downside on XOM. I added some on AbbVie there. I have an average of 145.38. Willing to add a little bit more closer towards 145, but now we're seeing XOM come back down. First target is going to be that 110. From there, we'll go towards 106, and then 105 will be the ending target for the swing trade on XOM. And I want to know if you guys are swing traders out there. So maybe not right now at the second if you're worrying about your trading, but at some point, just throw up the swing trading in the chat to let me know that you're a swing trader and you're willing to see some more swing trading action.
All right, there comes AI down. I'm going to go ahead and take my L there. We'll see if it can go ahead and break above 80.28s and 28.76s or not. But went ahead and took my L on AI and also Microsoft.
All right, AbbVie popping back up. We'll see what happens if we can get into the green on that. I got 145.38s. 2 entries so far, can get about 2 or more. We'll see if we get the ads or not. But right now, I'm okay with just sticking with this position. If it goes above that 146, we'll be looking good, especially the 146.25.
Take a look at SPY. Probably should have tried to take this trade in hindsight as well. We called out the level of that 410.84 resistance, and look at that. Just right now, a few minutes ago, you had it touched there, could not get over it, smacked right back down to the 410s.
54 on that first entry pullback. Let's see if we get it through the 146 on AbbVie. You want to see if Bristol Myers can get through that high too. You're seeing Bristol Myers starting to push. Reason why I was watching this industry was I was literally looking at the industry chart. So this is that drug manufacturer. Look how it's starting up the day. And I was looking at this on the daily, especially the big ones, major drug manufacturers. We'll see if it's this one. Sorry about that, team. So we'll look to see if we get back above that 28.85s and to see if there's a couple of other ones here that could run. The GSK chart really looks good to me. Merck could keep pushing too, starting to push right now.
You do have some AI calls coming in on the ask. I'm going to get back into AI. I got back in at $28 on the spot. You've got the $33 calls coming in on the ask, expiring this week, approximately $116,000 worth on ticker AI. Call me crazy. I might get it twice here. Probably shouldn't go back like I shouldn't have gone back to my X, but nonetheless, I'm back in AI at 28, and we'll see how this one works out.
Oh, Zunaid.
Swinging.
SECO breaking down now. We want to wait for that to kind of firm up before we're even taking a stab at it. Good job on AI here. That going with the theme, Zunaid, that seems to have been working out early on.
Yep. And of course, now we're up $30. We got to go ahead and break this 28.76. 28.76 is going to be key here. You can see that was a pre-market high. If we go to the 1 minute, you'll see that's where we kind of struggled to get through, and that I ended up taking my L, but I'm coming back strong with my solid 100 shares. If we're looking to break it, there's a break. There's the alert. Now we're up about $100. So that's a 1-to-1 trade that's been met. This is where I would scale out if I were you, but I'm a greedy SOB. So I'm going to wait for 29.80s if I can go ahead and get it, make it a 2-to-1 trade, also 3-to-1 trade.
Good shout here by Noel earlier. Noel, you were mentioning IONQ, quantum computing ticking up in sympathy with artificial intelligence. That's spot on. Spot on. So here is IONQ. This is definitely moving. I think this is one of the things that we can kind of watch, right? Quantum computing is going to get mentions along in these PRs with this AI move. The longer this AI move materializes, the more sympathy things you're going to be able to draw in, like IONQ. Noel also giving you VUZI. We have a gentleman in the happy hour that likes the long-term premise here of VUZI. Understand that when we're talking here on this show, at least with me, with some of these smaller names, I'm focusing on the day trading aspect of it. I'll make it very, very clear if I feel like there's an investment opportunity here. But some of the people in the chat looking like there is some good names here for longer-term holds.
All right, just trying to be patient, trying to see the SPY, try to come back up here. Don't want to be too early towards jumping towards shorts trades here. It's 941. We're going to see really if we come back up towards the highs at the 945, or do we get another takedown back down? That's something to keep an eye out for. I am looking at different stocks out there. I was even looking at Stocks S right now for this reversal back up here. Doesn't look too bad here. So I'm going to get a little bit of a starter position, but really small at first. Don't want to get caught in this too much right now. So just going to see what happens here. The big thing for us is what's going on with the SPY, right? And what's going on with the Qs. Are we going to keep getting a leak down, or are we going to get a ramp back up? Qs are just like catching the support right now. I feel like the buy the dippers are here. So you got to be careful, especially on swings back to the upside.
All right, on AI, we're currently trading. We're about at 29.50, so we're up about $150. Looking to get taken out at about 20 cents or so if we possibly can. Don't do that to me. Just keep going, please. We'll see how this works out. Hopefully, it doesn't just miss me by a few pennies and then we come right back down. Could be the case, though. But I would not be surprised if AI here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily.
Happy rejecting the VWAP, pulling back to that 45.
Would not be surprised if we continue marching higher and higher on AI all day and the whole week. The question is going to be, how greedy do I want to get?
Now, Zunaid, you're in stock there, right? You just have shares.
Yes,
Would you consider holding this, or are you going flat by the end of the day, no matter what?
No matter what, just because that's what I like to do. However, if I had any options, I would make sure to scale out of 80 to 90% of them in profits and then swing the 10% that I have remaining, because I do believe this could be a high flyer for the rest of the week or even just tomorrow. But, we got to stay above this 28.76 though.
Like the pullback and then push back towards VWAP here for success. We're going to look to see if it starts pushing towards 21 and 21.10s. Willing to add 88s. Here's 20.98s. Looks like we're already in the 21 handle. We'll look to add on pullbacks here, but We're starting to get a little bit of a push. You could see some tech start breaking down a little bit with the success move. But of course, it won't really give us that break until it really starts pushing towards like 21.25.
SOUN back to the highs after that nasty pull, looking like it's trying to take 4 out on SOUN. This was mentioned from the chat earlier today. Broke through 4 as high as 408 now and immediately knifed. So breakouts here on some of these stocks might still be a little tough.
I got another ad. I have a position now. I have about 3 of my entries there. Can do one more there. I have 145.27 as the average.
There we go. By the way, AI went ahead and hit our profit target. So we went and locked in gains, almost a 3-to-1 trade. I think it was about more of a 2.5-to-1 trade in terms of risk reward, but that one's gone. Now, if you're interested in AI, you don't want to chase here. I would go ahead and wait for a retest. So I'm actually going to see if I can get, let's say, about 50 shares there and then get another 50 shares right over here in case we do go ahead and get a retest.
Boom, got that ad there for success. Now let's see if it takes off back through the 21. This is the throwback look on the ad. Now I want to see it take off through 21.10s.
I did have a position in CAT as I was trying to go ahead and get this breakout of about 250.97, but clearly that's not working out. So in about 20-30 cents, I will get stopped out of that one. I should have been patient. I should have waited for the close above, but that's on me. Silly me. I am going to go ahead and insert an alert, though.
Happens all the time, team. We'll see what happens today. How's the SPY looking? Like it wants to come back? We'll see.
SPY's trying to figure out if it wants to bottom here or if it wants to continue to break down. At least that's what it feels like to me. AI, absolute beast, above 30 here. That gave us the move. SECO breaking down now. That we're going to need to wait for it to firm up. That is now off the list. So watch an AI here. We'll watch some of these other AI names as well. By the way, chat was mentioning SNES. This was halted to the upside here, SNES. I saw this a little late. Wasn't on this. Halted on circuit breaker. Contra pressed approved for general use in New York. Not sure what this is here, but it looks like this PR is what did it.
On AMD, it's coming up towards resistance. So I had my order set and we're already shorting it here at the, what is that, 85.92 is currently trading at 85.83. So we're about 10 cents in the money. I'm going to go ahead and cover my short at about 85.60. Stop losses above the previous close at 86.25. It's just a simple 1-to-1 trade, trying to go ahead and scalp it from the resistance area. If it loses, hey, didn't work out. We'll be all right. All right, look like my cat got stopped out.
Trying to see if the SPY is going to come back above VWAP here to start breaking down. Same thing for the Qs. The Qs actually look stronger than the SPY, so that might give us a signal.
Adjum saying SNES, does that equal Super Nintendo? No, but every time that someone says that ticker and I read it or say it, that goes off in my mind, so you're not alone. Don't worry.
And that stock is halted. SNES
it's
halted.
Actually, SNES is open now, +6.
Wait, it's open? I see it as. I see it as halted.
It happens sometimes.
It's going to get halted again here. Yeah, it's halted again. So sorry, Zunaid, it opened and re-halted, and that's why you saw it halted.
Gotcha. No worries. Speaking of the other stock, there is AI to the upside. Said, screw your retest. I'm going to the moon. 30/50s right there, baby.
Getting a big pullback there in success. Qs testing to the upside. We'll see if it gets through the 305 spot. You could get a wick there. We'll see what happens. 947, right? What are we going to get now? Is the SPY going to rip? We'll see.
Stopped out on the AMD short, it looks like. I'm not quite sure if I want to keep these retests on AI on or not, as that one's popping through the highs now.
Trying my best more to stay in the bigger time frames. Just focus on that. Seeing if this 5-minute candle can close back up above 2072s on success. Avi now getting deeper into the green. That's looking good there. That got a nice little push right now, guys. I'll show you guys that chart. That's not looking bad right there for our entries for AbbVie. That's in the middle chart here, now towards 145.80s. If it takes out the intraday high, 146.25s, we'll already be up a point, and we could take some profits there, but I'm going to let it try to push a little bit higher. Next level for me is up there towards 146.50s. That's where I'll take some profit, and then we'll look for it to keep running. A little bit of a runner. We'll see what happens there. It's that kind of day, team. We got to keep battling.
Where's AMD? Where's AMD?
XOM continuing to work for me. I'm going to be taking more and more, trying to take more and more kind of swings also. But what I'm doing is also I'm going to be very small with my sizing just to give me the ability to take more trades.
And Mitch, I was thinking about that too. I'm still not back into like the groove of swing trading, but when I start that process, I'm going to do the exact same thing you're doing. I'm going to reduce the size, kind of step into it. And then when I feel good and feel consistent with the process and the identification of the names I'm taking, that's then where we're going to step on the gas and turn it up a little bit, but not before then, because again, the last thing I want to do is feel good about something, have it just slap me around, and then have to reassess everything. Like that's just going to put me in a worse situation.
Yeah, you see how the Qs rejected that 305. We'll look to see if we come back to that 305 and break through it on the Qs. If that does happen, I'm sure I'll get stopped out of my trade. But just battling now, just battling and waiting here to see if we're going to get market direction. We still haven't really gotten it, I feel like, for the day. Let's find out.
VIX above 19. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? You want to say hi to the trading group?
Hello. Oh, no, you don't? Okay, that's fine.
No, yeah, he's not coming up here yet. He hasn't decided.
Okay. I understand.
All right. What else we got going on? What's moving? What's the moving?
AI, man. AI, that's the, and you know what? What's interesting here is that AI, ticker AI, is actually moving more than some of these other names like BBAI or Sound. Actually, Sound now popping to the highs here. So 425. That was, again, another one from chat. Kudos to the chat there for. Oh, I typed
out there on Success there. Took the hit. Not bad, though.
AI was so close to giving us the retest, but unfortunately didn't. We wanted to purchase some at 29.06s, and we went ahead and got a lows of 29.11s. So missed my entry by 5 cents, 6 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out.
So I'm trying to go back through that 111.50, so that's looking good for me, at least on the oil swing trade. We'll see what happens there. If I can take some other swing trade shorts or maybe some day trade shorts there, can do that. Can look at drip for that opportunity, but that's already pushing. AbbVie still in my favor. We'll let that one work. We'll look to see if we get to the 146.50s. Qs rejected that move right now to get back towards 305. We'll look to see what happens. It seems to be fighting.
SNES unhalted. To the downside it comes, 581s.
A lot of these trades that I feel like are really ripping, eventually they're going to turn around. So you got to be careful, team.
Yeah.
Got to be careful. I'm not saying that it's going to happen today.
Let's see, what is it? On the AMD trade, that one did end up working out. Unfortunately, my stops were a little too tight. That's a lesson for me to learn, but it looked like that previous resistance did go ahead and come into play. You've got CAT now at 550s. Let me go ahead and what in the world?
Soundhound looking for new highs here above 433. Big seller there at 430, by the way.
All right, looking around to see what is making moves. Utility is the only thing in the green from the open. Yet we're still getting up action, right? That's the interesting part there. Basic materials going lower, aluminum getting hit today, copper getting hit, steel getting hit, minerals getting hit, chemicals getting hit. It's not a good area to be in right now. Definitely basic materials getting hit hard. Energy also, so looking good there for the swing short on the oil names.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm still in that name. I thought that we could start breaking down. You could also see this with the XLE, right? Look at the action today in the XLE. Straight down action there. Swing trade not looking too bad there. Starting to get short on some of the energy. Also, one thing I noticed on the XLE was look at this triple top formation, Ryan. Look how that triple topped right there and then rejected for the breakout. That showed me a lot. That's what made me a little bit more confident. And then also when you get Kramer saying that we should go buying the oils. That gave me the ultimate boost of confidence.
Look what happens, though. Let's watch what happens when that XLE comes into that purple line. I think that's what, a 200-day?
Yes. It was.
So let's see what happens when it comes in towards that line again, because you can see how it's bounced off that and used that as support. Obviously, you're seeing that line come up to that triple top line. Something's got to give at some point, right? That's what we're going to watch for and try to capture.
That's that 105 area for ExxonMobil. So that's the profit. That's actually my profit take area, Ryan. Right when the XLE would get towards that area, I would also be seeing probably XOM around 106 and 105s. And I'd be taking the profits.
Okay.
I'm not even looking for the continued breakdown for that, but I could see the XLE pulling back to that level too. And then at least just finding support maybe there, but at least by that time, I'll be taking profits.
QUBT here. Sorry to change gears, Mitch. QUBT. This looks like this is trying to pop above 320 here. This is quantum computing. Remember what we talked about. Some of these quantum computing names are going to get mentions alongside some of the AI names.
Ooh, that AbbVie working good. Now towards 146. We'll see if it takes off to 146.50s. I'll take a little bit of profit and leave the runner. DDOG, the data dog. Taking a look at it.
SNES is halted here, right? Yeah, 598.
Interesting. I like the Pan W a little bit better. I like the Pan W levels too, right here, 158. Kind of as your support, 157.50s. We'll come back towards that little gapper on the second. That's an interesting one to look at. Thinking about it, team. Thinking about it. This one's kind of a swing trade setup for me. See how the hourly levels, there's so many like hourly levels, and then now you're kind of like holding that move to 157. So I would hold it off probably like below here towards like 156, giving myself the ability to like maybe risk from 158 to 156. That's about 1.29%. But then you got to make at least 3% to the upside. 3% puts you somewhere around here, 163s. I could see it coming back towards that 165. That's about a 4% move. Not a bad 4-for-1 outlook there.
Now, do you have something specific? I'm sorry, Zunaid. Do you have something specific to the cybersecurity theme, Mitch? Because I believe we get Fortinet this week.
That's interesting. No, I just saw D-Dog News mentioned by BZB, and I had already seen Pan W been in the kind of the light the last couple of weeks and started seeing it start coming back, right? It even was affecting certain stocks. I think CrowdStrike was working its way back too. If you look at CrowdStrike, you see how that one actually looks interesting too. Looks like this one filled the gap, now starting to work its way back, right? I'll show you guys that on CrowdStrike. That's not a bad looking chart, right? Pulled back, now starting to come back there. We'll look to see if it gets through Friday's high, 117.41, and 117.59 on Thursday's high.
All right, so we're going to get Fortinet tomorrow after the close.
That could help, right?
That could absolutely, exactly. And then we also, I know you have CrowdStrike up here, but we get Cloudflare Thursday after the close.
There's so many of these, right? We'll see what happens on them. Also, when does Zscaler report? Zscaler making a nice little lift right now, right? So I keep watch on these. And look how this one also has that similar gap like CrowdStrike. Very similar charts, Zscaler and CrowdStrike there with those down gaps that could come right back towards it. On semiconductor, let's take a look there. On pulling back, pulled into that gap zone, found the bid by the bidders there. It's coming back. It was a beaten down earnings report, it seems like, or some kind of news, but definitely pushing right back. Yeah, this was an earnings report. beating down on earnings, bouncing back there towards 81.69. Just shows us the buy the dip mentality is just strong out there, team. We could start seeing a push there in the SPY, as I'm seeing the buy the dippers maybe starting to push.
So real quick here, I was looking at the chart and I realized that O'Reilly's Auto Parts, which we've talked about,
O'Reilly,
that reports Wednesday after hours. So I want to do some boots on the ground due diligence here. Becca, we know you are the O'Reilly's queen. How is O'Reilly's going to perform? Have you used it for a lot of car repairs this quarter? Just curious. And then also, you guys were talking about ticker CENN, which looked like that was a good chart. You're saying that used to be Naked, the NAKD, which we've traded Naked Brands or whatever it was called a billion times here. I mean, that has been a scanner favorite. This chart actually huge. It is a penny stock, but this is a big move off of 27, and it did it slowly. So this would have been a heck of a swing. Speaking, that news report that you're referring to goes back to a tweet he made in 2018 regarding taking Tesla private and tweeting that funding was secured. I guess there's a whole lot of, things you actually have to do before you say that. He's not going to, this was something that was being blown out of proportion. He's not going to get punished for that, but that's what that's referring to.
Tesla with an interesting setup. I don't know if you guys see that chart, at least for the intraday action, it's definitely setting up. The only question is, will it make the rip, right? I mean, look at that. If I'm just looking at the chart, not trying to look at the daily chart, just intraday action, that seems like a bullish setup to me. But like always, you got to look a little bit deeper. Multi-time frames, what's that pointing to? I've been looking at this 195, rejecting plenty of times up here. I feel like there's a big seller between 195 and 200. Anytime it comes up there, they're just taking some profits. Can't blame them, especially if they swung from like 100, right? If you had a huge position size, I'd be trying to work some out, right? We'll see what happens. Big thing for me is if it breaks down back below 190s or 185s, that's when I think Tesla let go, and I'm going to wait to that moment instead of jumping early to the gun. If anything, I feel like there's some bulls trying to jump it to 200.
You've got AI, by the way, going to bring up here. So you had the break of pre-market highs, which is when we went ahead and traded it and sold it into the 30s. Then you got the retest, and on that retest, I went in and grabbed 50 shares, 29.08, looking to sell them at 30.37 right before the highs of the day. Stop loss is going to be 28.30s. So we talked about the retest, waiting for it. We got it. We're in it.
A little part of me feels like taking this Tesla long and then shorting it afterwards, but we'll see what happens if it starts getting that push. It is trying to get above the 196.50s now, held the 195 VWAP pullback. We'll look to see if it gets to 197 and then look to see if you get an increase of volume on the Tesla Dragon.
So close. We already achieved our 1-to-1 trade on AI on the retest. Just looking for about 15 more bucks if we can get to 30.37s now. Look how close it just got. Once again, missed it by 4 pennies. Come on, 12 bucks is a solid Chipotle meal. Can I just get it, please?
Boom. XOM now down to 111.23s. Let's see if it keeps going to 110s. Makes me that money.
Okay, so a couple of things here. So real quick, Becca's saying, Ryan, I have not. But the parking lot's always busy. So, Becca, it's great to hear that your car is not letting you down. But as she's reporting, O'Reilly's parking lot's still busy. And I wouldn't be surprised if people were actually fixing up their cars over these past few quarters instead of buying new ones, if that's a thing. So keep that under your hat. No position for me going into that print. Appreciate the due diligence, Becca. One more name here that I'm monitoring is Veri. This ticker VERI. Looks like this is going to try to break above the pre-market highs from the February 1st. We got that at about 10:30. This would be part of the AI theme, right? This would be an AI sympathy play. We're moving off the open here. Pretty strong move on the 15-minute chart. Let's see if we actually take above 10 and see if we continue moving up here. Looking at this chart, this is actually pretty good up to about 13 after we just took out this high here at about 950. So ticker very looking interesting here. No position as of yet, but this is part of our AI theme. They do cloud-based cognitive software, a proprietary artificial intelligence platform that unlocks the power of cognitive computing. So keep this one on your radar too. We haven't really talked about this one a whole lot yet in terms of being on the scanner. Maybe this one goes too, ticker VERI.
Ticker AI, we went ahead and took gains for the second time today, as that one went ahead and got the retest, and it went to the 30-50 highs, rejected for a couple of pennies. It's trying to get above it, but for now, we are out of the trade. Another successful one on ticker AI.
Ron, good to see you, Ron. Happy Monday. Mentioning Snap here. Snap really strong out of the gate here. Moved from about 1080 up to the 11 handle. Here you go, Ron. This is really the next point that we are taking a look at, right? It has definitely found some resistance in here between 1150 and 1175-ish. This range definitely going to prove to be some resistance. Let's see if it rejects or if it takes that out. One more thing to note about Snap is I believe we have Pinterest reporting tonight.
One more thing.
Those likely move in tandem. Yes, after the close today, Activision Blizzard, Take-Two Interactive, and Pinterest. So expect Snap to move on that report.
Love it. Love dimensions of relationships. Always got to catch them, right?
Yes, sir. Got to be prepared. Can't be holding a position being like, what's happening? Okay, 1150 here on Snap. Ron, if you're in this, I definitely. So with that, let's talk a little bit about strategy there. So Ron brought this up, assuming maybe we're trading this already today. Keep in mind that with that earnings print likely to affect your trade. I think it would probably be really good discipline even if you do want to swing this, make sure you book some of those gains so you have more of a buffer in case this trades down in sympathy with Pinterest report tonight. Good mention here though, Ron.
Big push here in certain stocks like Unity and Path and Roku. So you're not looking too bad there for some of the growth trade right now. You can see how a lot of them are starting to push here. Let's start seeing if we get the SPY to take off now as you're starting to get some of these growth names to make the up move. Now is when I would look to see that up move through 411 on the SPY, because you are getting some of those up moves in certain stocks, especially those growth names. We'll look to see if it takes off, like ARKK names.
Ryan, interesting context here. So we've talked about this a number of times when we talked about Activision Blizzard. Ryan saying UK antitrust agency will oppose the Microsoft Activision deal. Apparently, what does that actually mean? I don't think that's going to stop the deal from going through, is it? Or maybe I have a wrong read on that. I mean, and are we supposed to hear about something during that report here today? Which would be the other thing I'd want to know.
All right, want to get this AbbVie to continue higher. It's right now at the high of the day. Could run to the profits here, but looking for a little bit of push more to take some profits and then look for it to keep working. XOM continuing to work in my favor. Look at it now, 110.90s team. We might get to 110 today to take a little bit of profits. We'll see what happens down there. Shop looks interesting here. I was taking a look at it. If I'm going to play to the upside here for the upside breakout, got to find what I'm going to play here. But the SPY seems also a little bit trappy. Every time he comes up, we're not breaking out. And so I know the buy the dippers were there for a very long time, and they're showing up a little bit today. But will they eventually get broken? Something to keep an eye out for.
Well, the range on SPY since 7 a.m. has approximately 410 and 408, or should be 409s, and that's pretty much where it's been for the past few hours. And so that's what we're waiting here. We got alerts set on both sides to go long and or short on the SPY.
Love it, Zunaid. Love it.
Happy Monday, Lord Jesse Hernandez.
Lord Jesse.
Well,
I saw that.
I absolutely love it. Jesse, I saw it. I saw your official designation. Lord and Lady, congrats to you and
the Lords.
Love to have you as part of the Lordship group, Jesse. Happy Monday.
Wait, what'd I miss? What happened?
Don't worry, you weren't cool enough to get tagged on.
That's fair. Whoa,
shots fired!
It's terrible. Terrible. This is why I'm
fired.
Disrespect. Well, congratulations though if you got the plot of land or the situation there.
He went for it. The plot of land. I love it.
Wait, is that what it was?
Yeah, he got his lordship.
Yeah, he got his lordship.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Trying to get back into AI if I can around 28.83s. Otherwise, we wait for the breakout of about 30.50s. We poked up, but we couldn't quite maintain it. I am looking to get back into CAT if we can get above 250s. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of going to be a revenge trade for me. So just a fair warning to anyone out there. Let's see what else we've got. SPY still within that range. Upper side this time. Apple, nothing there. Tesla right smack dab in the middle of support, trying to figure out what he wants to do.
Yeah,
Let's
it's trying to
see.
figure it out, right? And I mean, the SPY's starting to push here. We'll see if we get the lift. I don't want to be early to these moves. It hasn't been helping being early, right?
No, in fact, it's punished you if you were early.
Mm-hmm. All right, now it looks like clear bottom for me on Tesla is around the 194 mark. And so at least from the chart, it looks like it wants to take off to the 196. We'll look to see if it does do that. Can't close in the 5-minute base above the kind of 196. So let's see what happens here. The cat's out the hat.
Well, we're gonna see if I want to get in here before. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
QUBT approaching highs.
Well, Tesla will take off here. We'll see. We'll see. All right.
AI trying to break that 30-50 once again above, but it was rejected by
Man,
almost
that
50,
AI.
60 cents.
Sometimes, man, you gotta
There it
buy
goes.
things just off sympathy, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, this one to me is a leader unless there's another stock that I missed, and I'll go ahead and eat my own words. But
No, it's just sympathy off the AI term.
oh yeah. And there it is.
Hey,
There's a
that's
pop on
how
the
it got
5-minute
started.
close above and moving to the highs. New high on that one. Keep an eye on 31.56. I'm going to try another 50. Am I going to try another 50? I'm a degenerate. I'll go ahead and try another 50. Why not? Oh, this short is going to be ass, though. Damn. See if I can move it down a little. And down it comes. Yoo-hoo! Still waiting on Cat to go ahead and break the 250s.
That's a battle there for the SPY, man. Doesn't want to come back.
Yeah, Jay, good stuff here on QUBT. Pulling back here a little bit, but nice move from that pre-market level. I would have trimmed too. In fact, to be perfectly honest, Jay, if I was long in pre-market, I'd probably been out most on that big pop-up. Good stuff here, though.
You've got higher highs on the 5 minutes on the SPY. Now it's looking to break that, though, if it can go ahead and crack below 410s. AI probably close to stopping me out. Yeah, we got about a few cents to go. About 30, 50 cents.
Crow
Like
saying Seco looks ready to run here. So this is good discipline here, Crow, because remember, we were talking about this one early, did not give us the move. Here you go. We're busting above that 360. Remember what we said here, the range 360 to 4 might be a better trade picking it up at the bottom end of the range here. We were close just a second ago. Big push here on not a whole lot of volume. Look for this volume. This volume expands here. This might be giddy up. Game on. SCCO Crow. Literally, as soon as you mentioned, is this you, by the way, driving this up? Because as soon as you mentioned this, it started moving. Now, we did have our levels properly identified. I must say, we had those pegged. Let's see what it does here above 4 if it can get there.
Big pull around there. We'll see what happens. It just seems like we're in the battles right now. We'll see what happens if we actually choose a direction in the overall market. How's Apple doing? Ooh.
BBAI. Got the $10 calls coming in on separate strikes and separate contracts. So nothing clear in terms of picture for me. But that one is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't even notice BBAI contracts today.
Big Bear AI. Looks like the 640 has broken. And now it's moving towards the 670s. I'm not quite sure how to play it. If I want to play it, I really do not know.
My calendar has reset here a few times.
Short SPY, yeah, you could think about going short SPY, especially if it can't get over the 411.
SECO, sorry.
What's up?
SECO, which is what we've been talking about from the beginning here. Crow saying it's going to 5. That'd be $1 from where we're at now. This range here, right in here, though, and look where it's stopping right now, right at that 4 line. This range right in here, this was the trade. We didn't have the huge volume that we normally like to see, but we did get the movement here between this. Now we're busting above 4. Let's see if the volume picks up here on SECO and really kind of takes off.
I'm going to try to get in here at 403s. But I want to keep a tight stop of about 30 cents or so.
SPY starting to come down, looking at the SQQQ, but I want to see the SPY really break down before I jump in it here. I want to see it get through the 409 19s or 409 to make it rounded, right?
Yeah, I got to wait for a crack of 409s for me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad.
Minutes, and then let's see BBAI. Yeah, see, this one's kind of interesting, man. I'm not quite sure what to do with it.
I just saw a pretty funny post here. I'm just going to read it to you. If you think you are smarter than the previous generation, a note. 50 years ago, car owner manuals showed you how to adjust the valves. Today, the car owner manual warns you not to drink the contents of the battery. So
That's really funny.
Just take it with a grain of salt.
That is really funny. ASL for me.
QQQ.
Went ahead and got stopped out on that.
SPY coming down the 409.50s. Starting to think about the SQQQ here. Going to wait for a pullback to VWAP or below VWAP to start getting the starter. I'll let you guys know if I can get it. Might just take off though. You got to be careful with that one.
And I do see some of those BBAI calls now, Zunaid. My thing had reset, so I was actually had it on the wrong day. That's user error.
That's all right.
Lol. Good. This actually wasn't me. I can't take credit for this. This was something I saw on Twitter, but I lulled and figured I'd bring it to the group here. Becca's face palming. So I wonder what O'Reilly's would say, Becca, about drinking battery fluid. Probably don't do it. But that actually played and see. Because people can't do some of this themselves, they have to bring it to a place like O'Reilly's where people are not drinking battery fluid.
409 starting to show up here. 409.29s. Will we get through the 409 level? Looking for pullbacks to get in the SQQQ now. I'll look to see if I get the pullbacks to get filled. I've leveled in their orders for pullback entries. We'll look to see if I get it or not. And we'll look to see if the SPY actually cracks through that 409 here.
Yeah, if you're looking to go long, this is an interesting spot just from a risk reward standpoint. And there is SECO with a pop to the upside, and we went ahead and sold at 444 for profit. Shout out to the Crow for calling it out. Yep, which is why it was so helpful to have our limit orders in there, because we went ahead and here, let me go ahead and have my settings on so you can see the executions. So you can see where we purchased it, 403, we sold it, 444, smack down right there. Thank the Lord for the limit orders.
So shout out to the Crow for the limit. Any shout out to Ryan for having this flagged and having the supply zone marked on the chart or anything, Zunaid, or nah? Just
here's the thing: you do it so often that it's like, man, do I have to continue giving you props? You know what I mean?
Done. Well,
whew, that was a close one. You saw how well recovered from that one.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually pretty good. Interestingly enough, though, all jokes aside, in SECO, now that we've actually kind of shook out those loose hands, the wonders if we actually push through 4 again here might be an opportunity to take another trade here through 4. If you do this though, tight stop. Hopefully, if you do this, you're doing it from profit from the last trade that we already set up. That was more of a better opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, haven't taken any trades. Canceled those SQQQs. The 409s went to 409 10s. Didn't see the continuation there, so not jumping in it right now. Gonna look and wait for the crack first, then we'll see what happens.
All right, here's a SPY. Even you see the range. We were almost about 45 minutes plus into the trading session. We're still in this little range. Have not broken pre-market highs, which is why I haven't gone short personally. If you want to go long, the risk reward wise, this is solid. Trade wise, I don't necessarily know. If I did, I probably would have entered it. But I am waiting for the short myself.
Tesla rejecting again 195. I just feel like there's so much fight in the 195s. That feels like the area for me to get
Market
short
rolling
off
over here now.
200. But
Market lows, by the way.
is it?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Well, are
It's
you looking
in
at
market
the ES or
session
something?
lows. Session
Yeah.
lows, yeah. Session lows.
Yeah, not on the futures. I'm sorry. Looking at the
Yeah, I
SPY.
was just wondering.
Yeah. Session
No,
lows.
you're right. You're
for
right.
the
You're
past
right.
few minutes.
Just wondering. Just clarity, you know. Oh man. Let's see what we get. I want to short Tesla. The QQQ is a drunken sailor.
So also it's worth mentioning here, ticker CTLT. I'm trying not to say it because I know I'm going to screw this up badly.
I had to say it this morning.
I'm just going to try to avoid it as much as possible. Catalent, which is the name of the
There you
company,
go.
shares are trading higher following a media report that Danaher is interested in acquiring the company. So, as far as some of these stocks go, when you hear these, first of all, gap right into a resistance zone. I mean, look at this. Look at the. I'm going to note this because there's a gap trader in our happy hour that loves this. He will absolutely love this chart. Let me just mark this down and let me make sure I get the ticker right so I don't embarrass myself. Okay. So the thing is, when you hear stories like this, sometimes you'll see more reports about the deal wavering, or maybe there's someone else interested, so on and so forth, and that can actually affect the price. So that's, to me, that would kind of be what we're waiting for here. This is leaking a little bit. It's actually just trading sideways as long as it stays above 68.
No pullback there for the SQQQs for me to get in there. Tesla starting to break down. Q's starting to break down. We'll look to see the SPY get really through that 409 mark now. I'm looking for Tesla now. I just wanted to come back a little bit towards 194. Don't want to get into the 193s because I got a risk off probably 200 from here. I can get it towards 194. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'm being a little picky, but I'll wait for a little bounce.
Downside on the SPY, and we are
Yeah,
broken pre-market lows. Not going to go ahead and chase this one just yet in case it wants to bounce back. I'm going to be patient, see if we get a 5-minute close, and then attempt to do some work on it. But you do have new lows on SPY. So what tickers are weak right now? You've got Google that's weak, right? If Google can go ahead and crack below the 102s, which is a pre-market low, I think that's an interesting spot to go long. Excuse me, go short on Google. So keep an eye on that one. What else do we have? Amazon, that's weaker. Ooh, if Amazon goes ahead and breaks this 102, I'll be interested. A lot of solid options here for the market to give me money. And I say that because Ryan likes for positive, which I agree with. So there's Amazon cracking. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Wait for the 5-minute close. If it goes without me, then hey, so be it.
Starting to layer orders for Tesla above 194s. So I want to layer orders with my Tesla. I don't want to put in too many shares at one price because Tesla has a tendency of doing these quick little volatility moves up and then quick spike right back down. So if I ordered them there, I can get hit on the ladder up and then get hit on the down move action too. We'll see what happens there. And we'll see what happens to these really strong names. Do they turn around? Be careful out there. We'll see. SPY pulling back here towards the 409. Now trying to recover that 409. And then we'll look to see if we really get the rejection or not.
Excuse me a second. I just got to check something.
So I'm now down towards 110.60s. As we crack through the 110.50s, I'm going to look to see if I could get the orders out closer towards 110 and take some profits on XOM. That XOM trade, just to put it in perspective, if I even took it off right now, would be about 2 times the loss earlier today on the day trade. So you guys get perspective of how I try to do my swing trades to day trades. I think it's very important to understand where you're best at. For me, I save my capital for my swing trades. I just kind of like dibble and dabble in my day trading. When it goes well, yeah, it goes well. But also I have bigger waves in day trading than I have in swing trading. Swing trading, I have a tendency of just keeping the equity rising. So that's where I try to focus my capital. And I also let the trade work for me in those swings, which I think makes up for all of it, right? A lot of times I'm able to put it in a stop and just walk away on a lot of these positions. Carvana put. What is that Carvana doing? Yeah, it's starting to come back down. Now I would look for the SPY to really kind of show a strong candle towards 408.50s. That's going to be where you start to break some of the bull mentality. Of course, this is just on the intraday action. Longer term, I think it is the 400 for the bulls to break. But you did get some moves to the upside where things looked good. We'll see if it just traps some traders. And it was a little bit of a bull trap today out the open. Find out, right? I'm not probably going to get those Tesla fills. I'll just say it right now. I don't think I'll get the bounce in Tesla. So it's okay. Just going to cancel orders right now on Tesla. Canceled orders on Tesla, already down to 192. I probably missed that one team. Was being too picky in the 195, 196 range. Wanted it to get it one more chance towards the 200. But if you look at it on the daily chart, probably should have just taken my shot off the 200 here. But it is what it is. I'm going to let it go, and then we'll see if we ever get a bounce back later. Tesla Dragon.
I'm going to see if I can go short on Amazon at the 101.88s and 101.95s. I'm also going to see if I can go short here real quick. Went ahead and went short on the SPY here, 100 shares. Stop loss is going to be right above the 5-minute close. As a matter of fact, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more of a risk. And then have that stop be 200.
We'll see what happens. At least XOM straight down for me today.
All right, we are SPY 200 shares at about, what is that, 409s, I believe.
Man, I'm getting hungry today. Boy, want to eat. Got to make that money to eat, though.
Amen to that. Amazon, much weaker, therefore it's coming down, it seems. A little faster than the SPY. Did not give us the fills on the retest, as there necessarily wasn't a clean one.
See, Nate, we should be at the Fountain Blue right now, man, at the Exchange ETF.
Where's that? Like, you mean the...
Miami, baby.
Oh.
You should be there on the floor right now interviewing, man. Got to do some more on the ground, boots on the ground action.
Hey, you know who to talk to try to make that happen. You already know my comments.
You know it. You know it. Boots on the ground. I love doing the boots on the ground stuff, man. I love going to events. Like, I like networking. You know, some people don't like networking. I actually love it, man. I got no problem coming up to somebody saying, hey, what's up, man? I'm from Benzinga. What are you here for?
Amen to that.
SPY just battling with that 409. You see that right now, Zunaid?
Yeah.
Just like, ziki.
And it's going to be very unfortunate if it goes ahead and stops me out on this one. But, you know, it is part of trading. It is what it is. I waited for the retest. So the way that I see it is, even if I go ahead and lose on this trade, I'm going to lose less money than if I was not disciplined, is how I see it. But nonetheless, here we are. SPY would love for it to go to make new lows and approach the 408.57s.
Have a good one, Roland. Take care, my friend.
See ya.
And where my cheese? Talking about the Swiss cheese on the New York Stock Exchange floor. Looks like somebody was able to catch the video, and there's the hit on the SPY.
Come on,
I
baby.
spy with my little eyes. We'll see what happens there.
408.57s. Come on. Come on.
A
No,
little
don't
part of
do
me is
that.
like, should I run the profits on AVV? What I'm going to do on AVV, because the market could just take me down out of this position, I'm going to hit the stop on the rest of it as break even. And so the reason for that is that I don't want to lose on this position if the market's just going to drag me down, right? But I'm deep into the green right now. And I'm trying to make this kind of be more of a swing, right? I have 145.27s. We're at 145.75. Pretty decent ways from that, but I'll go ahead and I'll just set a stop down there and we'll let it work. We'll see what happens. SPY down to 408. Look to see if XOM can cut through the 110.50s. I'll look to take some profits. Tesla, where'd it go to on that crack? Ooh, 192. Look to see if it comes back up. I wonder how those Tesla puts are right now. I'm not a big put fan, but when I miss action, sometimes I start looking to see if the options look a little bit better. We'll see.
How about Seco?
Seco?
Did you guys give Crow props while we were gone or no?
No, but
I
oh my,
didn't.
go ahead. It's all
So
you.
first of all, right before I left, I talked about this coming back in and maybe making a move above 4. Well, we got that. And actually this went directly to 5, which was the price target that Crow gave earlier. I'll just reiterate what Crow said here. Congrats if you caught it at 10:13. Crow, you had alerted us at 360. I gave you this plan prior to the market opening when we were still in the range between 360 and 4. The 360 reclaim levels seem to be better, and we got another move here above 4. Awesome stuff here, team, on SECO here today.
Way to go, Crow.
We will find the movers no matter what the market is doing.
Amen to that. And you do go ahead and have the SPY that went ahead and locked in our gains on 3/4 of the position, as it did go ahead and hit. Here, let me go ahead and there we go. There we go. You've got 200 we shorted of approximately 409s. You went ahead and covered 150 of them at 408.57s. Now we've got about 50 shares left, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my stop loss kind of right above. So I'm going to risk about, I don't even think it's risking much. Come on, where is it? Is it going to work properly? I have to figure out what's wrong with it. We only have 50 shares remaining short of the SPY, which I'm just going to let it ride, if you will. Why won't it let me?
Well, Zunaid sets that up here. Big pull on SECO after that 5 touch that we talked about. Jay Rice saying on here, Herb Greenberg thinks that these AI names will eventually crash. Easy Mike saying, haha, they will. I agree. I mean, I think they will too. The question is going to be which ones work and which ones don't end up working. I think they all probably come back in, but AI is here to stay and it's going to be proliferated on. So the good companies should keep moving.
New lows on SPY.
Did Herb give names? Sorry, Zunaid. One last thing. Did Herb give any names that he actually likes, or was he just summarizing? Anyways, Zunaid, I'm sorry about that.
You're good, buddy. SPY just new lows. That's all. We're good. Down
I'm thinking about AI short, but I can't do it. I looked around.
That's why I'm asking, Mitch, because I can't jump in front of a moving train either, and I would be doing a disservice to everyone here by saying, well, yeah, it's up now. We should just start shorting it. I mean, that's not. Let's be a little bit more tactical.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with shorting it here, but you have to know how to. That's an expert trade.
Yeah.
That's an expert trade.
Yeah.
So I'll just say it like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just an expert trade. Why do I like it for a short? Because it's extended from the 9. But stocks can stay extended from the 9 for a while, right? The thing you would have to do here is have levels to go off of. For me, I think you can see that 34 is above it would have been the next resistance. You can see the rejection today from the 30 area. And then, so for me, I think you have to risk all the way to the high of the day, 31. That's the only way I take it now. And so it'd be such small sizing that I could risk off that 31. And I'm looking for a bigger move down, probably back towards 22. And so 6 points on the downside, 3 points on the upside risk. That doesn't seem too bad. But you guys determine what your own assessment may be.
What do you want to say hi to the group?
Adorable.
The majesticness.
So cool.
Okay, he's gonna go up.
Oh, he's like, no, I'm out of here. Ow, get me out. Get me out.
He's gonna sit right there for a little bit.
On the spot, I went ahead and took more gains.
Spots.
Went ahead and closed out the 50 remaining shares that I had as it was testing the 408s. Right over there. We'll see if we get a retest or not. Taking a look at also, though, you have Google that's looking to crack the 102s. Amazon, once it cracked the 102s, we tried to go short on the retest. Unfortunately, we could not go ahead and get filled on the retest. So we'll go ahead and cancel that out. But you can see as soon as that pre-market close or pre-market lows blew below, we went ahead and got movement to the downside. Now I'm kind of looking at Google as well. What's up?
I'm feeling the FOMO on Tesla. Feeling the FOMO today.
Where did you want to go?
195s for a while, man, but it's just how it is. It's hard to get in front of a moving train, right? I mean, I got in front of it last week. I didn't think I was going to get in front of it today until it rejected the 200 move. It went back to 198. Maybe that should have been the level that I going off, but I was looking for a little bit of a push closer towards that 200, back towards 199 rejection. Looks like we're down to 191, and really breaks is down through like the 188s and 80. If it gets back down towards 180, I could see this getting to 150. We'll see what happens, though.
And at least you know that your process was right on, Mitch, right? I mean, that's the good thing there.
Right?
And by the way, here, huge shout out in the chat here. Lensley trading SECO, hit 5, going right off Crow's levels. This is what I like to see, folks. I love to see the group band together to make other people money. That's what we do here. Awesome stuff. Crow, great. Go get yourself a drink. I'll join you guys. I will cheers with you guys. Awesome stuff here. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to keep doing it.
All right, looking around to see what is going to make a move now.
I'm tired.
Wonder if there's nothing mentioned on that Bloomberg rumor for price. I was just looking at that stock. It's kind of quiet. It's interesting. That CTLT. There's AV back towards 146. That makes me feel a little bit more confident about the position, but needs to really get back towards 146.50 so I could take some profits on that one. AV today. The CTLT looks interesting. I'm not going to lie, especially the pullback here.
Yeah, I mean, well, the question is there going to be more people bidding for this? Let's see what happens with CTLT.
Yeah, I'd give it some time here, but at least you have some levels to go off of. Sideways action. I like when there's sideways action. A little sleepy stock that is in the news, right, could pick up. SPY trying to recover back and went towards 408.68s. I'll look to see if 409.19s, 409.20 area still holds its resistance, but we could be on just a leak down. How are the Qs looking? Qs were stronger earlier. That's why I'm mentioning that. We went back through that 305, then came right back down there towards the 302 levels. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a turnaround in the Qs. Could fill in this gap here towards 395. We'll see if that fills up. Now, I wonder if people are saying it's because it's a SPY balloon.
It'd be funny if they actually didn't have another one and that's why it went down.
That's how it is, right, Ryan? Sometimes, you just don't know, man. Some people.
Sometimes you do, though, Mitch. That's
you should have heard me this morning, Ryan, in the pre-show with Joel and Dennis. We were having a little bit of a battle about it. I was like, well, China's probably leading the way down. That's one thing I said before the China news happened in the first place. Look at Baba's action in the recent days, right? You see Baba starting to come back down, right? I'm thinking that, China's going to lead a lot of the action that we get. They came out, they started doing their reopening, and then we started seeing a lot of drive up in demand. And a lot of that was what? Well, the demand coming back in China, given some outlook that supply chains would be coming back online, full on system. And you saw that lift. One stock that I would watch is PDD, because this one's been an absolute monster since November. And look how it's starting to turn around the last 3 days. Just something to keep on watch.
So this is interesting here. Let's Jay Rice parsing through the AMC news. WTF, now pricing the seats. The movies aren't the opera. So I saw this comment. I started going through the PRs, and Jay Rice is spot on. They are offering a standard sight line, a value sight line, and a preferred sight line. And basically all this means is the different seats that you're in. Jay Rice, I share your disgust. I share your disgust with this. I'll be honest, I have not been a moviegoer for a long time, and this is doing nothing but keeping me out of the movies because the best sight line is the one on my damn couch. Just saying.
You tell him, Ryan.
I mean, this is silly. This is just complete silliness. And look at the price. We're gonna. I hope we break down. I hope AMC breaks down. Clip it.
Clip it. Clip it good.
Ship it.
You know you should.
Ship it.
All right, there's XOM through the 110.50s, right? We got in this for the swing at a lovely 113.38s. We're down to 110.35s, putting an order out here to cover a third towards, we're going to do 110.05. I'm going to try to put it out there to get hit on the downside action here. We'll see if we get hit. AVV starting to push towards 146.20s. 146.50s will get me some profits on that one. We'll look to see if the SPY turns around. It is trying to use that like kind of 409 as resistance right now. Don't want to see it get back to the VWAP. Want to see it kind of reject here just the 409s. Keep coming lower for the breakdown.
On the 15-minute, that's where you've got the retest on the SPY.
All right. Retesting.
I'm short once again here at 408.85s. Stop loss for me. About 60 cents there, so we can get to the lows. I might have to adjust this a little bit, actually. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and adjust my stop loss. I don't want to take that much risk with just 100. I'm going to add another 100.
Work. Let it work. All right, what are you guys taking a look at? Someone said short the BYD.
I'm short. Just a real quick on the SPY, I'm short 200 shares at about 408.82s. It seems. Looking to take gains at 408.32s and looking to take stops at 409.32. So that's the trade that I've got here on the SPY.
I'm not gonna lie though, I was surprised that the balloon even stood up there for so long, because as soon as I heard that the balloon was coming, I was like, wouldn't we just send like some jets? And
that's the whole
yeah, but
thing,
you've got.
Mitch.
Go ahead, Ryan.
That's the whole thing. I mean, there's no way that this was identified while it was over the coastal United States. So the argument that, well, we can't shoot it down because of the populated area, that's complete nonsense. That is a literal lie.
But that's like if you flew.
Lie. The first place that this broke over the United States was Alaska, which is the least populated state in the nation. Trying to say that you didn't shoot it down because of population is just a bold-faced lie. But that's all there is to it.
If anything, there's less like areas of danger, right, where the balloon could come down in Alaska. Probably they would just be like, well, let it fall into the mountains, right? I mean, I personally was stunned that it was just even staying up there. I was like,
it was stunning.
I don't think our U.S. Air Force would allow our airspace to be just penetrated and just like hang out there, right? I mean, because let's just be honest, that could have ran into airplanes and different types of aircraft.
Yeah, I think one of the things they said is that it was floating higher than the traditional airplane paths or whatever. So I guess that was that, but
yeah, it could always happen, right? I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but just to kind of mention it, right? Not something that I want to talk about, but how in a certain time where, you know, kind of terrorism was really watched upon, if there was any signs of that, you would see jets scramble to airplanes, right? Well, I definitely don't think that we weren't scrambling jets, just keeping a watch on this balloon. So I think it was more of a matter of where we were going to take it down. I think that's what the key was. Not taking it down over water probably meant that, you know, we want to see what's in the balloon, right?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, if you had told me last week that one of the topics of conversation would have been a spy balloon, I would have called you a liar. And I would have been wrong. I would have been wrong. I would have been wrong for calling you a spy balloon. I mean, is this real life?
We'll see, team. It's just how it is. 149. We got 146.31 on the AbbVie. I'm trying to get it up there towards 146.50. Take some profits. We'll see if we get up there.
Our chat is hilarious. I swear, man, we have the best community of people in the world.
Got hit. Took some profit on that XON. Let's go. Took some profit, and now keeping that XOM to work. Still 113.38. See what happens. AbbVie 146.30s. Let's go, AbbVie. Get up there. Get up there so I can take some profits. Let the rest of this trade work.
My SPY trade isn't looking too pretty. It's probably going to get stopped out here in about 20 cents or so, as it did go ahead and bounce from the 408s.
I mean, so far, at least the 409.19 area, 409.20 area acting as resistance. That's kind of the area I could see it rejecting. We'll see if it rejects there, though, right? Like always, it could come back to VWAP, then reject. So you see in the pre-market, we kind of bounced off this level, the 409 level, and then we recovered back towards 410 and started to come back down through it, looking to see if that level around starts acting as resistance, and we take that next level.
Jay, may borrow this. This is one of the more hilarious comments I've seen. I thought the balloon was the Wizard of Oz trying to find Kansas. May have to reuse that at some point in the future. Just saying. Oh man, what will this week, what will Super Week bring? Last week was Spy Balloon Week. This is Super Week. What will it bring here for us?
Super Bowl.
Your guess is as good as what do you guys have for the Super? Do you guys have, I know we
Over.
talked briefly. Over
For me. I hit the over as soon as the line came out at 49.5.
Zunaid, I think that's a solid bet. I think that's a solid bet. How about you, Mitch?
Well, I just have the Eagles to win. I called it before, right? On championship weekend. I'm 2 for 2. 2 for 2 so far, at least in my eyes. We'll see what happens.
I mean, I didn't take the field.
You took the Bengals, though.
Oh, I did take the Bengals. No, you're right.
Gotta get it.
Hold on. Are you taking credit because you bet the field and you were right?
No. I let Ryan bet the field.
No.
Still got it wrong last time.
Now what's going to happen? Yeah.
The battle's on.
Mitch is going to slander me and then chair dance, and no one's going to remember the real story at all. Tell the story, gave me an opportunity. I'll give Mitch credit. Last year, Mitch gave me an opportunity to take the field against him betting the Rams. So I think at the time there were 3 other teams in the field. I took the field. The Rams won. Mitch won the bet. Mitch now appears to try and be spinning this into me taking the field again.
The media spin.
Was not what happened. I took the Bengals. I took the L because the Bengals lost. Referees involved in that, by the way, WTF. But I did not take the field again. Now going forward, Eagles, Chiefs, I got the Eagles for sure.
Oh, man, I wanted to get on Ryan.
Looks like you've got.
What do you got? You got the teams?
Me, I've got the over 49.5. I don't care who wins. I would like for the Chiefs to win because of Andy Reid for the story of it. I think it'd be great. But by the way, SPY moving right back up. I did go and stopped out. $100 loss on that one. Still keeping an eye on CAT, ticker CAT. If that one can move to the upside, you can see that it found support here. Let me move my charts in there. You can see that we found support at 248.64s, and now it's trying to move up towards the 250s.
What gets me annoyed of all this, Ryan, is that I couldn't bet on this. I couldn't bet on it. The Phillies, the Philadelphia Eagles were still plus 250 when we were talking about it.
Oh, okay.
For the Super Bowl, but I couldn't bet because I'm in lovely North Carolina here, where you got to go all the way to the casinos if you want to online bet. That makes sense.
It was like that. It was like that in Illinois for a brief period too. That'll get changed.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping for it, man. I enjoyed doing some bets, right? And I like doing small parlays.
It's fun.
Small parlays, like small ones where I can make some money.
I'm pretty sure that's where the casinos really make their money are the parlays, but they're fun.
Absolutely.
They're fun. They make you feel like you got a fighting chance.
I think if you keep them really small, you can
towards that $5 high on SECO, so you might get another opportunity here if we pop above that. I see some other people mentioning some of the AI stocks in the chat. Let's check in on AI here. Looks like this is still beneath 30, but maybe we're curling back up here. Yep. Looks like we need to take 29 first on AI. How did BBAI do?
BBAI.
Big Bear, right? Oh gosh, we're up 18% here today.
Yeah, a lot of people are watching it, right? And so you got the action, and it's holding the 6 pullbacks right now. So could keep running. Man, these things are just, it just seems like we're getting technical squeezes everywhere right now.
Yeah, this BBAI chart too, man.
Yeah, this AI, I'm waiting for a 5-minute close above the 29. Bovada. I mean, yeah, look, there are a lot of ways to bet if you wanted to, you know?
Yeah. I don't need to go to the Bahamas anymore.
Everyone knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, that's what they tried to take away.
Yeah. Well, thanks to crypto, not something that's easy to do.
All right, what are you guys looking at? Anyone looking at ARQQ? I don't even know this one.
Yeah, we've taken a look at this one before. This has been a scanner play back in the day, but this might fit in now to the AI quantum angle, which is why I believe Brandon is asking about this. Definitely huge move here today, or at least a tradable move. I mean, we're up almost $1 from where I would have said that this is a good trade. 312, 315 break thereabouts. Larry's swinging it. Nice. What is ARQQ? I can't remember exactly. Symmetric encryption reborn for the cloud. It provides quantum encryption platform as a service that makes the communication lines. So this actually has a cybersecurity angle to it as well. This is Big Bear though, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at one in that quantum space right now.
Yeah,
it's pulling back. There's IonQ. I don't know if you guys have heard of IonQ.
Mentioned earlier by Noel. Remember?
There you go. So right now it's in a little bit of a channel. Doesn't look too bad right now, that IonQ. That's on the left-hand side here. And look to see if it gets back above 580s going towards the 6. It already did an intraday spike there to 6. We'll see if it gets back there. But you can see it on the daily also, how it's starting to get that volume back. Looks like they're going for those quantum names. So can't blame you for looking at those names, and also the kind of this security in the AI names.
The main thing for me is going to be AI is just looking to push above 28.76. Keep in mind, as we go left, you had that as a pre-market high, had the high at one point, and then you had a support. That's the resistance turning to support. Then when it finally cracked, you had a retest, and now it's got to go above it. Right now, the retest is holding to the downside. So if you're trying to go long, you got to go in and wait for this crack up. And of course, on CAT, told you guys about the support. So I entered here at the 249.41s with 50 shares. Once we can go ahead and close above 250, I would possibly look to add some more. I would be a little scared and hesitant because this one has cut me twice.
Spy back up, team. Spy back up.
And if you look at the hourly on this, right, 65 minutes, what I've got here for us, you can see right here, if you look left, this resistance area has now held a support, the 408.16s. And that's why I wanted to get out of my short when I did, because of this area here to the left.
Chop continues.
All right,
chop
come on,
till you
here
drop.
It is. Come on. Let's go SPY rip. Well, SPY's got to get over its highs, obviously, at 410.84s. But it's made a nice move since the 408s, giving you about 2 points here now.
No idea. Let's see. Do we got Benzinga live up next today? Nope. Don't see it. Don't see it. So I don't think Benzinga Live's coming up next. Honestly, nowadays, I don't know when AB's doing his show. That's the hard part. We'll figure out, team. We'll find out. Doesn't seem like we got Benzinga Live next. We're going to start wrapping up, team. It's 10:53. Going to start wrapping things up. If you guys got any last trades, any things you want to review, go ahead and do so. I think I'm just going to stick to my AV, my XOM, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, just waiting on this AI to see how this 5-minute candle closes, and if it does, then I would be interested to go long AI. That's the main focus for me, along with CAT and of course the SPY. We've talked about the range. We broke it. We took some shorts. We made money on it, and now we go ahead and wait patiently to see which way it wants to go again. But that's what I've got. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, Zunaid's wrapping up here. He's getting out of here. You guys go ahead and smash the like button. Any last comments, Ryan, on the day?
No, let's keep watching the AI theme, right? The AI theme, I don't think it's just going to die off. Well, I think it is. Eventually, it is going to kind of come back in, but I don't know when it's going to die off or how fast it's going to die off. So let's keep watching that theme until it no longer works. A lot of great participation here from the chat itself in terms of coming up with other sympathy plays. Remember, quantum computing also kind of fits into this. So we got a couple of other names here to watch. Ticker VERI, very ARQQ was being mentioned, QUBT mentioned from Noel earlier today. So let's keep a focus on where the puck's going and where some of these names are going that we can end up trading. As far as the actual SPY goes, remember, we're down here a little bit today. We've had a pretty pronounced run. Let's see where we settle for the SPY. We'll take another look at that tomorrow morning.
All right, we're going to wrap up here. You guys, like always, smash the like button, hit the likes. We'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to be doing more live trading action. I see you guys swing traders out there. I'm going to be working on a swing trading show. So if you guys like that, definitely smash the like button and give me some feedback. If you guys want to see, what would you like to see on the swing trading show? Do you guys want to see setups? Do you guys want to see me taking them live? Do you guys want to see how we approach them, right? A lot of the times I like doing those setups also towards the close. So this is going to be probably a stream towards the close. You guys smash the like button. I'll see you guys next time. We'll see what happens next. No Benzinga Live will be next. After this, you'll get Stock Market Movers at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I have a good show for you guys. Of course, I try to get an expert on that show every single day. I have Sean Cruz, head trading strategist at TD Ameritrade. Don't miss that. 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys on Stock Market Movers just a little bit later today.
Check, now we